Who's hiding under the blanket?
Just a friend, like a really close friend.
She's your girlfriend?
Because I just met her. That's way too soon.
How long ago did you meet her?
About 2 days ago.
It begins with a minor violation on an Arizona highway, then spirals fast into lies, fear, and a missing child.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Who's hiding under the blanket? Huh? Well, can I have you put the blanket down just so I know that there's not a gun or nothing under there?
There's nothing. It's passed out.
Is she all right?
Yeah.
And here's where it all starts to feel uneasy. It's early morning in Navajo County, Arizona, the kind of quiet hour where the road feels half asleep. A sheriff's deputy notices a black SUV cruising eastbound with multiple items dangling from the rearview mirror, enough to block the driver's view. As soon as the deputy pulls in behind it, the SUV suddenly exits the interstate. That alone raises an eyebrow. The stop is made for the obstruction, but tension hangs in the air immediately. Then the deputy asks the question that changes everything. Who's hiding under the blanket?
Can I have her keep this blanket down? I don't know if there's like a weapon or anything underneath there.
No, I promise. She's just passed out.
Just passed out?
Yeah, it's just sleeping. It's early. You can tell.
And this is where the stop turns uncomfortable fast. The deputy keeps his eyes on the back seat, where a blanket is clearly covering someone. That's an officer safety issue, no way around it. The driver hesitates, saying she's just passed out, nothing to worry about, and even insists there are only 2 dogs in the car. But the deputy doesn't budge. He asks again, firmer this time. When the blanket finally comes down, a young girl is revealed, quiet, tense, and clearly nervous.
Okay. Can I get her ID? What's her name? Daisy? Daisy what? And birthday?
2007.
2007? Daisy Garcia Guzman?
Now the story starts slipping. The driver says her name is Daisy, gives a birth year of 2007, and confidently claims she's 19 years old. No ID though. Apparently, she doesn't have one. That alone doesn't sit right. He even provides a full name, one that later checks back to an adult, not the girl sitting in the car. Eventually, he admits he lied about who she was. The deputy doesn't sugarcoat it. He makes it clear, lying only makes this worse, and they're already heading down a bad road.
Where's Daisy from? Alabama or New Mexico?
I think she's from New Mexico, if I remember correctly. Yes.
She's your girlfriend?
No, she's not.
Who is she?
Just a friend, like a really close friend. Nothing like that.
How old is she?
19.
The deputy has noticed Raul's nervousness, writing in his report that his hands were shaking as he handed over his license. He decides to dig a little deeper into Raul's story.
And it keeps unraveling. The driver claims he met her just 2 days earlier in Las Vegas. They're just friends, he says. Nothing romantic. Yet earlier, he'd implied she was his girlfriend. That shift doesn't go unnoticed. He explains he's driving her across state lines simply so she can see New Mexico, like it's some casual road trip. But when pressed, he admits he barely knows her at all. The deputy notes it immediately. Shaking hands, nervous energy, answers that don't quite land. The math just isn't matching.
Let's see. She's an adult. You said she didn't have an ID on her. What do you mean by that?
I don't think she has one. I don't think she's ever gotten one yet.
Not even an ID?
Not that I know of. I mean, she hasn't showed me or talked to me about one. So.
And here's where the stakes jump. The deputy explains why this situation looks like potential human smuggling. A young girl, no ID, crossing state lines with a man who barely knows her. The driver suddenly claims he doesn't understand the term, despite speaking fluent English moments earlier. Then the deputy points out more red flags. The sudden exit off the interstate, ending up on a dead-end road, and a travel route that makes no sense for New Mexico. At this point, it's clear. Something's seriously wrong. Backup is called.
Yes.
You went to Vegas. You met her 2 days ago.
Yes. Well, 2. Yes.
You said she's 19. She's 17.
I did the math wrong. I didn't know.
And what are your plans with her? Because it doesn't make sense that you're going to take her to New Mexico, but you're not going to take her home.
I travel. No, I am taking her back. I travel a lot. So I just going to New Mexico for a little bit. I'm gonna see my mom. My dog just died. One of my dogs just died, or my mom's dog.
And then comes her side of the story, and it doesn't line up either. The girl says she's known him a long time, which directly contradicts his 2-day Vegas story. She now claims she's 17, not 19. The deputy calls it out immediately, putting both versions side by side. When confronted, the driver shrugs it off, saying he did the math wrong. But more details stand out. A fake tattoo on the girl's neck is visibly peeling, and there's no luggage anywhere in the SUV. Nothing about this trip feels normal.
I'm Smith. I'm with the Navajo County Sheriff's Office. The reason I pulled you over, you have all those things hanging from your rearview mirror. That's an obstruction of view from the roadway.
And just when it feels tense enough, it escalates again. A K-9 unit arrives and quickly alerts to an odor inside the SUV, giving deputies probable cause to search the vehicle. Marijuana is located, along with multiple knives scattered throughout the car. But drugs aren't the real concern anymore. The focus shifts fast, from contraband to protection. Given the situation, the girl is temporarily detained, not as a suspect, but to keep her safe while officers sort out the truth.
And I know some places
I can tell you that if you're taking a 17-year-old girl across state lines and you don't know any of that information, you go to Vegas, you pick her up.
This is where the story finally cracks. Separated from the driver, the girl is questioned alone. Without him nearby, the tone changes. She admits she's not 17. Deputies explain they can use fingerprints and facial recognition if needed. At first, she refuses to give her real name, clearly scared. The deputy slows it down, reassuring her she's not in trouble. They're there to help. That pressure, mixed with relief, does it. She finally breaks and starts telling the truth.
Located the 101. She's a missing juvenile out of Alabama.
Daisy's real name turns out to be Dayetzi Pizarro, listed as missing on a bulletin from the Marshall County, Alabama Sheriff's Office on April 19th, 11 days earlier. It's far from the last twist in this rapidly intensifying case.
What grade are you in?
8.
And then comes the moment that flips everything. The girl is no longer Daisy, or 17. She's revealed to be 13 years old. Her real name is Dayetzi Pizarro, listed as missing from Alabama 11 days earlier. Officials confirm her as a runaway juvenile through an official bulletin. The driver, Raul, is immediately flagged as a person of interest. What started as a routine traffic stop has now exploded into a multi-state investigation, and the urgency in the deputies' voices makes it clear this is far from over.
Hey, I got a question for you. Is that you?
No, sir. That's his wife.
His wife?
Yeah.
Okay. It's his wife. So has she been with you ever since you left Alabama?
No?
Okay, so when did you pick her up?
Like 2 or 3 days ago.
I know, see, dude, this is gonna work a whole lot easier if you quit lying to me, okay?
And now the deputy turns to Raul directly. He's presented with the missing child alert, yet he keeps spinning lies. Claims the photos show his wife, insists he only met her recently, and refuses to answer key questions. Deputies lay out the timeline, exposing inconsistencies. Eventually, it's clear he's not cooperating. At this point, Raul is detained formally, marking the first real step toward justice, while officers focus on protecting the girl.
We've been getting all the information she has. So we've talked to her, and now we want your side of the story. I want to hear from you, right? What's going on? So, can you start at the beginning?
Honestly, I have nothing to say.
What do you mean by that?
Exactly that. The straightforward meaning of nothing to say. I don't feel comfortable enough talking to you guys, especially after all of this. This was just a stop because I had stuff hanging on my mirror, like, the mirror to look in the back. And then it went for, all of a sudden it turned into like they were checking to see if my car had drugs, and it got completely blown out of proportion. So I don't feel confident enough with any of you guys, to be honest.
With Raul unwilling to talk, the detective reveals what comes next.
I don't know if they told you there, but there was a warrant for your arrest for kidnapping.
But the story doesn't end there. Authorities dig deeper and uncover a prior kidnapping case in Massachusetts. Raul had previously taken the same child across state lines, was arrested, and had pending charges. This isn't a one-time mistake. There's a pattern of grooming and manipulation. The case confirms repeated risk to the child, and the seriousness escalates with a nationwide extradition warrant. It's now clear law enforcement is dealing with someone who has repeatedly exploited trust and broken the law, and the stakes could not be higher. What began as a minor traffic stop ended with a missing child rescued and a repeat offender exposed. It shows how attention to detail, persistence, and asking the right questions can make the difference between life and danger. So, what's your take on this? Drop it in the comments.